Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to Mars in Sagittarius and in our fourth house of home and family. So Mars will be in Sagittarius from November 4th all the way to December 15th, and let me tell you, this is where the passion for truth and freedom comes home. It's staying true to what grounds you. It's refreshing your sanctuary of home. And it's truly where the explorer's fire of truth comes home to your home. It's a powerful upgrade for your home and your emotional base. Before we get started though, I also want to just say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all your love and support, all your interactions, your comments, likes, shares, subscribes, donations, purchases in the Honey Sea Star store. All of it makes a difference. All of it makes me melt. You guys make me melt, and I love you back. So welcome to Mars in Sagittarius and our fourth house. This is our go-getter planet of drive, energy, willpower, how you assert yourself. He is bringing his energy with the fiery truth of Sagittarius to your home life, your emotional security, and your inner sense of freedom. This period is bringing Virgos this powerful desire for expansion and change when it comes to your domestic life and your home and family. Thank you. My goodness, those flew. And he will also be bringing a bit of adventure. So there's this push that he's bringing when it comes to your emotional and domestic foundations, building stable structures, building sturdy grounds. This is where it's okay to remember to be happy. This is what you're building, your emotional base and your truth when it comes to your home. Get ready for a powerful upgrade. I'm just saying. This is where a little bit of faith goes a long way, especially if you're planning to remodel, no pressure. Or if you're moving, we'll get into it. We'll also talk about some key dates, key transits as well, because some of them are going to really truly be eye-opening. Some of them are going to be very blessed. This is where it's time during this Sagittarian season to look around and find some signs, because the universe is going to be speaking to you. When Mars is in Sagittarius in your fourth house, he is highlighting your truth and he's amplifying your enthusiasm for building, creating a home that supports your independence, a home that supports your growth and your ideals. And I will also say he's going to be filling it with this explorer's fire by filling it with meaningful experiences. So you could be getting busy when it comes to family outings. Could be where you're having some very meaningful conversations, especially when you're looking at that long term. Because remember, Sagittarius energy, that's expansive energy. It's adventure. You may be motivated in a big way towards making ambitious changes at home and maybe even within the family. Remember, we do have this grand water trine going on as well, which is tied to your seventh house of partnerships. No pressure, just saying. Now, the Ten of Swords came out right away 50-50. So on the upswing, this really looks at, and we'll get into this too, because he's got this energy where it's like he's kind of pushing you in a way where it's like, okay, I've had enough. I've got this urge for change. You're going to be looking for change. And he's going to be helping you with motivating you to make some very ambitious changes at home. So this could be provoked by feelings of restlessness that leads you to look at what's not working for you anymore. This is where you're looking at, like, hatred, treachery, backstabbing, retaliation, misfortunes that have come up. And more importantly, looking at what's needed to release all of those and focusing on a brighter horizon, especially with embracing soul's energy, life, and the dualities with that Geminian energy, that ability to adapt with grace, especially when it helps with turning those wounds to wisdom. And on the flip side, going to a point of recovery, healing, making a comeback, regenerating, focusing on beginnings, moving on, and more importantly, growing from the pain rather than letting it hold you back. And if that resonates, let me know in the comments below, because this is where right away with the Death in reverse as well, he's going to be helping you focus on where you're refusing to accept an ending, where you've been indulging in the past, where you've been standing still, particularly as it points towards disappointment. resisting change. With the divine feminine energy of 13, this is where it's reducing all down to the stable balance of your foundations with the 4. New beginnings, synergy, dynamic balance, everything that you've been craving when it turns pains into passion, when it turns lessons into wisdom for your next chapter. So this is where, especially with this energy, he is going to be helping you with all this exploratory energy as well. The explorer's fire of truth, right? This is where he's going to be filling your life with asking some very big questions as they're tied to your family, your home life. So where you're planting your roots, where you can plant your roots, that's going to lead to fertile soil, really allowing you to take root, where there's enough nutrition to really let you grow rather than stagnate you or cause shallow roots, I guess. This is where he's really allowing your roots to run deep, is what I'm trying to say. So with this energy, you may feel this surge of action and energy in a very deep way and very deep power as well. So you could be motivated in a lot of ways, especially by that provocation of feeling restless. That's going to lead you to look back at what's not working, and more importantly, what can bring you more freedom. What aligns you with your truth that makes you feel stable, secure, and most importantly, emotionally supported. It's got a lot to do with your relationships, and it's going to be where you've got options. Movement. We'll talk about this. Mercury retrograde is in effect, but what's going to truly lead you to that 9 of Cups, and also to in the right direction with exploring new territories, away from this type of betrayal and claiming the victory by standing your ground. We'll get into all of this. So right away, what flew out was the 2 of Cups in a 50-50 position as well again. So like I say, with Mars, he gives you this courage to really look at the hard things, right? Where you've been avoiding, where you've been maybe not addressing, right? So this is where he's really helping you with looking at what aligns with your truth that makes you feel stable, that makes you feel secure, that makes you feel emotionally supported. And he's emulating that, having that reflect in your home base. Whatever it is, expect to feel Mars giving you a bit of this push. And it's going to lead to a transformation, to growth, very much how like the 8th house almost acts with transformation. But not necessarily in a way of like death and rebirth. It's more of looking at what's aligning to your truth with like expansion, higher learning, like exploration as well. So a lot of you, I will say, just on a practical sense of this, how this can manifest is a lot of you could be moving. A lot of you could be buying a home. If you've been sitting on the fence as a buyer waiting for the prices to go down, a lot of that stagnation in the realty market, I don't know why I can't talk all of a sudden, that may be changing as we come into this winter season, more importantly going into this spring season as well. Also too, if you're selling, this is a time where you're kind of looking at relocating, particularly as it performs into your career, as it involves your career and a career move. We'll get into that as well, because right away between the 4th and the 6th, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the weekly read, Mars will also be opposing Uranus. Just saying. So with the 2 of Cups in 50-50, on the downswing, this is where you're looking at as well, where there's disharmony, where there's conflict, distrust, what makes you feel unstable, right? Tense relationships. And I will also say Mars is Mars. Let's just be real. He's the planet of war. So where there's power struggles, where there's red flags, things that have been, like I say, kind of pushed under the rug, expect that when it comes to family, home matters, there may be something here, and we'll get into this as well. This is where he's really helping you ask and kind of pushing you with this gentle push, as far as Mars can be gentle, that is, in a fire sign. He's giving you this push towards the truth, right? What needs to change to bring in that cooperation, that harmony, especially with the grand water trine that's going on as well, where there's true compatibility, where friendships can develop, where romance can even develop as well, reconciliation where it's needed, especially if there was misunderstandings. He's going to help you with addressing all of it. On the practical sense here, especially when it comes to actually a physical home, because all of this is going to be reflected in your home life and in your home itself. So whether you're moving, buying, selling, or even building, he's pushing you to go towards your dreams. He could even be, especially when it comes to like designing a home, there could be something here that's coming in where he's pushing you to truly design. If you've been on the like sidelines as a buyer, he could be pushing you and saying, okay, you haven't found the right one that's existing. Let's build it together. And if that resonates, put a heart in the comments below. Let me know what you're building. I am curious as a cat. There could also be some aspects here that's tied to your dreams, your ideals, where you could even be remodeling, finally building that dream kitchen, expanding the bathroom so that you've got that built-in shower with floor-to-ceiling tile that you've always wanted, next to that jutted tub that's overlooking your favorite spruce tree in the backyard, and you're scheduling it all in, you're planning all of it. We'll get into some key dates for that too, where you have it all installed just in time for you to watch that spruce tree turn into a sugar cookie in the winter while you're having that glass of wine, listening to some Nina Simone while you soak, relax, rejuvenate, and replenish. You could even feel this desire to explore options for moving or traveling abroad, escaping the winter season altogether, moving to new territories, whether it be related to a career or just exploration, something that you've always wanted to do, where you've always wanted to live. Different culture, different environment, different communities, where you've always wanted to learn and experience, right? With those meaningful experiences. This is where, especially if you felt constrained in your current home, especially with all these energies coming out at 50-50, he's helping you look at all of them. This transit with Mars is going to be turning up the heat, putting some sweet fire and warmth behind your actions so it can prompt real changes in your living situation and truly bring those dreams into fruition. This is where he is moving in and he's taking some swift action, but it's aligning you to your truth. I will also say as well, you should be receiving some messages. Same thing that we saw in the Cosmo Oracles. Look around for the signs. He's going to be helping you with them. He's going to be leading you and guiding you, putting power behind your action. Real changes in your situation, bringing those dreams to your home, reflecting that in what grounds you, staying true to what grounds you. So, especially with the fourth house encompassing the realm of emotional roots, there's this intensity that will propel you to live in your truth and not hold back, not be stagnated. When it comes to emotions and family dynamics as well, promise I talk about it, just gonna put it out there, there may be some old grievances, some buried emotions, unresolved issues from the past that get stirred up, especially as we move into Mercury retrograde. This is going to give you, Mars is going to give you this urge to truly speak your truth. He's opening up this beautiful opportunity for significant emotional transformation and growth. And especially if there's been any friction, there's going to be some transformation with family members. Whatever comes up, Mars is going to pull you in this different direction that opens a door to a more balanced, more fulfilled direction, a new direction that's going to be reflected in your home environment in a very physical way. And with the Grand Water Trine, I'll say it again, still amplifying those partnership aspects, and the fact that we also have the trine between Saturn and Jupiter. This new direction, this new opportunity is going to be amplifying, blessing you with foundational changes with Mars and Sagittarius that he's making in our fourth house. They'll be long lasting. They'll be future focused. They'll be driving you towards your dreams. This is accelerated growth wherever you felt like you were hesitant, leading you straight towards stability and abundance, prosperity, knowing that you are enough, that you are inspiration in action. And truly during this time when you've got the explorer's fire of truth behind you, this is truly walking, acting, deep power behind your actions, of inspiration in movement. This is where, if you've been stagnated by spoiled of choice or being spoiled of choice, right? You're looking through with discernment. What inspires you? What helps you with your creativity? What opens up your creativity and your imagination and truly lets that reflect in your home life and in your emotional base, right? He's helping you discern the decoys, the superficialities, where there's been fantasy, delusion, right? Various choices that have led to stagnancy. He's helping you look at all the shadows. And more importantly, Venus is here. We'll get into her as well because she's also playing a role during this season. They're helping you look at everything with this deep passion, with love, desires, and your home. Just saying. With the Mercury retrograde too, it could be very nostalgic. Just to forewarn you, especially with old issues, old grievances, buried emotions coming up, he's going to help you address all of it. Give you that transformational growth. Open the door for new opportunities so that you can finally move on. I will also say too, especially because these changes will end up being long lasting, they'll be future focused, right? It's truly time to refresh the sanctuary of home. Stay true to what grounds you and just be prepared. For anyone that's trying, this is a great time where if you're wanting to expand your family, commit with family, marriage, partnerships. This is the time where Mars is taking action, especially when it comes to shining in your truth, grounding you in your truth and your emotional base. I'll say that one again. That foundation is being built, and it's being built with harmony, with balance, with symmetry, integration, reciprocity, and the harmony of opposites, truly embracing that when we look at each other, because we think differently, we're stronger together. When we truly work together and open that door, embrace our differences as our strengths. This will be a very powerful upgrade. I'm just going to say that right away. For your home, your emotions, your family, staying true to your freedom and what grounds you. This is your Nine of Cups that he's helping you go after, and it's time to bring in that breath of fresh air. So key dates right away, he's coming in with a bang. Of course, Mars, right? So first things first, I kind of spoiled it earlier, but either way, November 4th to November 6th, Mars is going to be opposing Uranus. Uranus at this point is in retrograde, so there's this big reflection on your career, your honors, your achievements, your time and energy investments, how you want to be seen. He's going to be opposing Uranus, still in our 10th house in Gemini, adapting to change and dualities. Both of them are at 0 degrees. This is the fool's shoes kind of journey where your heart's as light as a feather, a new beginning. So just to forewarn you, especially in these first couple days, you may feel a shakeup, a breakthrough in your private life. There's a surprise that he is bringing in as soon as he changes signs and opposes Uranus. It's coming in with a sudden change that will impact your home, your family, your emotional terrain. It's linked to your career in some way, shape, or form. This is the time, especially with these 2 days, to really embrace the unexpected because it's got a twist to it. And with both planets being at 0 degrees, it'll be a sudden change. It'll be this burst of fresh air that opens up a new opportunity that's aligned to your authenticity. It will help you establish stronger boundaries in home, between family members, with work-life balance. Big one. It'll also create a whole new chapter for you in your story with movement, as you have also too, right with this time frame, with this sandwich between the 4th and the 6th. The super harvest beaver or super beaver harvest full moon in Taurus. I'm such a little kid with that one. I'm never going to get old. Never gets old. I'm sorry. Anyway, the super harvest full moon in Taurus or the super beaver moon. Exalted in Taurus too. I'll do a separate read on that, so stay tuned. And on the 6th, it's also right as Venus, our planet of love, money, is entering Scorpio. She's going all in our 3rd house. This is like soul level love and passion. For your heart's desires, it's a new approach. This is where you are coming into the 9 of Cups, especially with this alignment. between Uranus, Mars, the full moon, and Venus changing signs. And I'll do a separate read on her as well. So look out for that. It'll go into deeper depth. But either way, this is where you're truly looking at what lights you up, what you're truly wanting to build, how that reflects in your home life with your Nine of Cups. All of them are helping pave the way, giving you this push to go to the distance, to make those wishes come true. Material success, yearning for your abundance, bringing it into the reality and what's reflected around you in your sanctuary. This is also too happiness, enjoyment, looking past superficial desires, and more importantly, exalting your dreams with the blessings of Jupiter. Because I'll say it again, we've got Jupiter trining with Saturn. Finally, we've got Saturn working with us, and he's not going anywhere. With this trine, it's happening for like the next 2 years. In the next 2 years, especially when it starts with Mars and Sagittarius and this movement, this is where you are coming to a completion, achievement of goals, attainment and integration, especially when it comes to your commitments. With the throat chakra, what I love most about it being open and unblocked is that you're truly looking with discernment at what you give consent to, not settling for less, allowing others to be heard, voicing your needs, your desires, your truth, and grounding that in your communication. On the 6th, just as Venus changes signs, Mars will also be sextile with Pluto. Pluto's in Aquarius. That's innovative breakthrough energy, right? In our 6th house of work. So there's something here again with harmony when it comes to work, life, lifestyle, family. The sextile with Mars and Pluto too is also at 1 degree. So it's this unity, new beginning energy. We've got 0 degrees, then we've got 1 degree. We also have the full moon at 13 degrees with divine feminine energy. There is something of a new beginning that is being nurtured. And it has to do with your stability. It has to do with your foundation, home, family, and connected with work. There's an opportunity here that will cause a deep transformation in your home through innovation. It's going to be empowering. This is where, especially with the link to work-life balance, your lifestyle, this is where being committed, seeing things through, exploring new territories is going to open up this thing, this initiation, this action towards a better truth for you that comes with cooperation, that comes with foresight, and creates a synthesis, a dynamic balance where you've been craving it and needing it most in your stability, your security, your emotional support system, your family life, your work life, your lifestyle. Something that opens the door and allows you to truly spread your wings and grow. There's something here, especially with this sextile, that's linking your action with this deeper power, especially with Mars, our go-getter planet, being in Sagittarius, this fiery energy, getting to the heart of the matter, the truth of the matter, what lights you up, what makes you tick. And with the sextile, with this harmony with it, it'll be effortless execution, practical application. It'll also be, the changes that you make will also be rewarding, and they'll fill you up in a way that is truly fulfilling, that brings contentment, that allows you to truly look at what you're moving away from, right? Anything that was misrepresented, anything that's been causing unfair advantages, frustrations. This is a new cycle that's bringing on change. It's going to feel like a burst of fresh air. I cannot stress that enough. And I am curious as a cat. Let me know what comes in between the 4th and the 6th for you, because this is radical change in a very innovative way. And again, you've got Venus blessing it. All your passions, all your desires, this new approach. It's absolutely beautiful. I will say on the 12th, Mars will be conjunct with Mercury. And during this time, Mercury will be retrograde. Us being ruled by Mercury as Virgos, there's something here. Now, before we groan with the R word, the big thing here is both of them, Mercury and Mars, will be at about 6 degrees. So they're both, like this conjunction is going to be amplified with harmony. Also too, with this duality of the double six. So there's communication about home, or it could be communication with family that is going to heat up with both of them being in Sagittarius and focused in your fourth house, being amplified in your fourth house. There's something here. So you either have something to say, you're going to hear something. A family member has something to say. I wanted to say mother for some reason there. So someone, just be aware. Whoever needed to hear that. There's something here. And actually, true statement. It was the strangest thing. I had the most incredible dream last night. I don't normally, so I normally do a lot of lucid dreaming, I'll be very honest, but I don't necessarily wake up in this way. And it was actually very clear. But there's something here, especially with this conjunction, because there's going to be some fire behind it, right? So the dream that I had last night, it was really interesting. I had bought a new home. It was this beautiful log cabin. I mean, it wasn't like fancy, right? It was just homey, but like beyond belief. And it filled me with this inspiration. Right away, I'm already like picking out paint colors, looking at projects that I want to do, that I have to do, whatever. It's got all this inspiration and action behind it. And then all of a sudden there was this spirit, and it was a mother spirit with a little baby boy that was roughly about 2 years old, had blonde curly hair. There's that. And the mother had short brown hair, slightly wavy as well. But for whatever reason, this spirit wanted to come in the home. And she kept trying to come in. And I literally woke up saying, "You can't come in." But it was in such a weird voice. It wasn't my voice. And I actually woke up to it. Anyway, there's something here, especially with this conjunction. With your mother, with a mother figure, something is being said. Either they've got to say something, you've got to say something. It's going to spark this change. It'll be an announcement that's going to spark change, that's going to spark movement. It might have to do with moving. Whatever it is, there's a truth that's being announced with Mercury and retrograde as well. Could be tied to the past. Past person, past conflict. Could be about moving back to a past location that you really loved. There's a truth that's coming forward. It's going to manifest an adventure. And it will also lead to harmony with that double six. But it's got this energy that is, I've said it and I'm acting on it kind of energy. So this is where it's like, if you, especially with Mars pushing you to it, like with family conflict aspects, to establish those firmer boundaries, being motivated to make change, ambitious changes as well when it comes to the home, feeling restless, that's kind of stemming from this thing of like, this is not working, I need something new. There's something here, especially with Mercury's retrograde, that is giving you this energy of, okay, I've said it, I'm acting on it. So just be mindful of your words, but more importantly, use this to your advantage. Use this energy if you can, not in the lower expressions, but in the higher ones, establishing those boundaries with honor, respect, right? Because even in the dream, while I woke up, I was like it was really interesting, but I was like doing this thing where I was basically helping her pass on, helping her move on, as I was like physically feeling her energy and pushing her out of the home. It was really interesting. It was like pushing her out of my aura, out of my body, but more importantly, like out of my tether, so that she could move on. And I could be free as well. But it was this like big chain that was, there was such a pull towards it. So there may be somebody that's coming in that's maybe invoking a boundary press. There could be something where there's a chain that needs to be like disentangled, something about it. The big thing is though, on the lower expressions, mind your words, because it does have this energy, and I'll say it again. It's got this energy of, I've said it, now I'm acting on it. In the higher expressions, when you look at it in the positive light, that means it's a great time for planning. It's a great time for moving ahead, for decision making, and moving with clarity towards your victory, towards your success, towards achievement, and making significant progress, particularly when it comes to your career as well. With the Six of Wands, this is like I'm moving towards my balance, and I'm moving away from where trespasses were. especially where I'm moving. I'm moving to a place that's fertile, where I can plant my roots, where the soil is fruitful, where the soil's got the nutrition, got the moisture, got the room to grow, where I don't feel stagnated. So use this energy, mark your calendars. I'm curious because it's really got a blessing behind it, especially with Jupiter here. And with that inner fire of that Leo energy, it's allowing things to truly shine, sparking change, right? Sparking this movement. Now on December 9th as well, actually I'll go into this as well because I'm still feeling this with Mercury. So this is where if anyone does trespass you during this time, whatever is announced, I will also say, because you've got this energy behind it of I've said it, I'm acting on it, I'm doing it, I'm making plans, I'm moving. It's this decisive energy, right? You're standing your ground. This is the time where Mars is truly going to be helping you stand your ground with bravery against opposition, with tenacity. And the biggest thing that I'm getting with this is that Mars is going to be reminding you that you are standing in a very favorable position. If someone's trying to trespass your boundaries, plant your feet firmly and remember the ground that you're standing on. Remember that you're on high ground, more importantly. And most importantly, it stems from that solar plexus. That's knowing that you're enough. So if anybody's trying to dim that light and trap you in any which way that makes you feel like you're less than worthy of this change, this adventure, remember that you're standing on high ground and you've got the wisdom behind you. You've got the spirituality behind you. You've got that inner divine spark within you. So on the 9th of December, Mars will be square. So I will say towards the end of his period, before he moves into Cappy, he is going to be squaring some of the slower moving planets, particularly Neptune and Saturn. They are also, we'll get into both, going to be direct at this time. So on the 9th, Mars will be squaring with Saturn. Saturn is in Pisces in our 7th house. This square is kind of interesting. They both happen to be at 25 degrees. With that in mind, they are creating this pivotal sense, like sensitive point, or this pivotal sense, this influence and transformation, particularly when it comes to your home life and in your partnerships. So this is one to truly pay attention to and mark your calendars for, especially as we've just talked about like this interesting dream that I've got, this mother figure that may be coming into play. So this energy at 25 degrees between Mars and Saturn, which both of them are literally almost perfectly at 25 degrees, this influence, with Saturn involved, it'll be about follow through. It'll all be about follow through. With Mars's impulsive action, energy focused on power and that deepening power, right? That empowerment to invoke change and transformation, coming against Saturn's limiting and restrictive nature, because remember, he also rules time. So this energy, this square, particularly with the degree that it's at, you're going to feel this if you have any planetary placements at 25 degrees or around 25 degrees in your chart. But the biggest thing about it is that between Saturn, because he's limiting, right? He's discipline, he's structure, he's restrictive. He wants you to truly choose and prioritize. Mars, he can be impulsive sometimes in those fiery signs, especially with Sagittarius. He's expansive in Sagittarius. He wants truth. This is where the two of them are kind of coming up against each other, and it's going to feel like this irresistible versus immovable object. It's a rock in a hard place kind of thing. And with Saturn ruling time, it's going to feel like time is against you in a relationship and or a long-term commitment. This is a square to pay attention to. It's a huge opportunity. It may be, so whatever you come up against, whatever you feel like you're up against with a rock in a hard place, whether it be in partnerships, your legacy, centered around home and family. Relationships too playing a role with Saturn and Pisces in your 7th house. Doesn't have to just be about family and home. Could be business partners, could be friendships, could be your coworkers, could be Even bosses in a lot of ways, especially with Saturn. There may be basically something here that comes in and kind of puts you up against a rock. It may be due to differing needs. It may be due to a boundary issue. Whatever comes in, it'll feel like you're fighting for your truth. And with Mars, he's going to help you with fighting for your truth. It also can present basically this moment of truth. So between the 12th, November 12th and December 9th, there's something here that basically is tied to all of this together. So I would just pay attention to this. Between Saturn with your foundation, Mars with moving, Mercury retrograde, because we'll be coming out of that as well, but still in this post-shadow period, there's something here. I will say as well, it's going to require you to really let go of holding on to that past. Any type of regret, resentment, grief, could be from a loss, misrepresentation. This is going to be a moment of truth between Mars and Saturn on the 9th. It's going to allow you to confront that and come to terms for it. Come to terms with it. And remember that you still have one cup here. Instead of focusing on all that was lost, it's focusing on those higher expressions. The irresistible peace that builds your foundation, a stable home, and a stable, secure emotional support system, right? Towards those brighter days where it allows for your independence, it supports your growth, supports your ideals, embodies that explorer's fire of truth. Right after this as well, December 14th, Mars will also be square with Neptune. Mars and Neptune will both be at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is the karmic degree. Now remember, that's dualities with the two. That's working together with partnerships with the two as well. 9 coming to completions. You've got a karmic lesson here that's going to push you into a place of mastery, breaking it down to the 11. Also, too, Neptune will be stationing direct as of December 10th. So he is stationed direct at a place of mastery with this beautiful lesson, and he's now squaring off with Mars. This square is going to be potent. If you have any tendencies to idealize partners or see them through rose-colored glasses, no matter what partner it is, maybe in home and family, because that's spotlighted right now, but any partnership with the 7th house also being spotlighted with Neptune. So this square is going to shatter that illusion. And with 29 degrees, it's a karmic lesson that's going to propel you forward. It's coming to completion. It's letting it go and moving on. With the King of Pentacles, this is achieving success, particularly when it comes to your success, your wealth, your long-term goals, the stability you crave in home and family life. With dedication in your partnerships, your commitments, in your dreams, with Neptune being the visionary, right? Letting your intuition guide you, letting your discernment teach you, free you. So though home and family is going to be centered with this energy, it could be any relationship, right? Could be partnerships in business, work, your landlord, your friends, your coworker. Wherever there's been a pattern of codependency or this dynamic of victim-savior kind of aspects, this square is going to force the issue into the open and help establish stronger boundaries. So especially between, that whole month kind of an aspect between November 12th all the way through December 14th, as you can see, it's like there's this huge evolution that's allowing you to break ground and also to claim your truth, to claim your freedom, to claim your stability, your independence, your growth, aligns you with security. It's an upgrade that's very powerful for your home and your emotional base. And it's long lasting. It's going to free you and let you stand as the Queen of Wands, being outgoing, creative. It's going to free that negative energy from you, fill you with optimism, fill you with confidence, strength that allows you to nurture with that feminine energy, with charisma. This is where, especially with the square with Neptune and Mars in particular. Not only will it help you with establishing stronger boundaries, but if there's been any red flags, I just want to put this out there and not sugarcoat. If there has been any red flags that you've been ignoring, looking past, especially due to the nature of the relationships, right? Anything that you've been avoiding, this square is going to help with bringing them to a head. As uncomfortable as that may be, it's pushing you to a place of mastery, right? Dealing with relationships with maturity. So it's basically going to push you into a place, into a level of emotion regulation, emotional coherence that requires you to make a decision about the maturity and honesty within a relationship. Something here. This is where whatever has been unbalanced, whatever has been handled immaturely, say that 10 times fast. Wherever you've been dealing with someone or even yourself, even handling situations with irrationality, wherever you've been dealing, especially when it comes to codependency, with someone that's clingy, someone that's unfaithful, relationships that have a lot of spite in them as well, underhandedness. Neptune and Mars are truly going to be bringing all of it to the surface, into the open, and allowing you to truly look at that and make a decision. Handle it with maturity and honesty, and be real about that relationship if it's something that you truly consider supportive to you, that is growth aligned and that's aligned to your truth, and that helps you, leads you to a place of security as opposed to trying to take it away. That's what I'm trying to say. And if that resonates, by all means, let me know in the comments below. Put a heart in the comments below, because this is where you're truly showing up as this emotionally managed, self-regulated leadership role kind of King of Cups. This is where you're looking with that Piscean energy. I mean, you're connecting with somebody in a very healing way with the heart chakra wide open, but also too looking at truth relationships with honesty, seeing who's for you, who's not, who actually actively supports you, who allows you to be supportive as well. And you're looking at the world through this compassionate lens, truly being grateful for the lessons that were there and too the strength that they taught you to have within. And it starts with that inner love, right? So this is this beautiful energy where it's going to make you this leadership kind of philanthropist, I guess is where I'm really getting. But it's going to strengthen your social skills. It's going to allow you to truly speak with healing energy in a way that allows you to still stand firm and resolute in your boundaries. And for those that don't honor them, that's where you're kind of putting this truth out there, right? You're making this decision, fighting for your truth, and honoring the self rather than dimming your light and letting those trespasses go without voicing your concerns, basically. So this is where it's like you're putting everything out there in a relationship, and whoever can meet you halfway, those are the ones that you're taking with you, especially when it comes to home and family. Now, I will say, for as hard as these two squares are, they are going to be bringing you to this place, like I say, of this King of Cups energy. It's expansive with that Aquarian energy, especially when it comes at a macro level. We could be between these two squares really looking at where there's been an authoritative figure, an abuse of power, things where leadership hasn't been honored, right? Where there's been power conflicts, power struggles in the dynamics, where we've looked the other way, where we've let things go and let people get away with things, I guess is kind of how I'm coming with it. And at a macro level, you could be really seeing a lot of a rise of truth coming forward, a moment of truth that truly brings on change, that demands change in a lot of ways, but demands it in a way that establishes strong but also compassionate boundaries. Because remember, Neptune is this planet that's not only the visionary, but he also allows us to look at collective compassion, to truly honor humanity, honor our neighbors, honor our partnerships, the ones that are truly for us, that want to honor us back. So this is a beautiful energy at a macro level between the 9th and the 14th. There's something big here. And like I say, at a collective level, we've first got the 25 degrees, which just brings on this pivotal sensitive point of influence, transformation. And then we move over to this karmic degree, moving towards an important lesson that's being completed. So all of this is kind of like a lot. I'm just going to say between the 9th and the 14th, you're going to feel this. It may feel uncomfortable, but it's all to prepare you to this huge release of movement, this huge surge of movement to truly create that peace. Remember, this whole season is going to bring you this refreshing breath of fresh air when it comes to the sanctuary of home and staying true to what grounds you. It's a powerful upgrade. So right away, it's also going to be freeing things up, healing things that are needed to be healed, allowing you, moving you to a place where you're on fertile soil, where you can plant your roots deep through energy, through action, through truth, through expansion, through support. And it's all in time for on the 15th when Mars basically leaves Sagittarius and enters Capricorn. Capricorn is leadership energy, right? Saturn rules Capricorn. When he goes into Capricorn, Mars will be moving into our 5th house. He is exalted here. This is our house of joy, creativity, pleasure, romance, fun, children. So like I say with this grand water trine, if you're looking to expand your family, just keep this in mind. And for anyone that has a positive test on the 15th, I am hugging you right now. So this is where, when Mars is in Capricorn in the 5th house, come the 15th, stay tuned because I'll do another read on this or going into depth, but he is shifting your energy. He is shifting your energy with this exalted point, this powerful placement that's going to focus on strategic fire in a playground of passion. This is where it's like ambition is expressed through creation, love, and leadership. Stay tuned because it's going to be gorgeous. It's wonderful energy. It's building joy with purpose. It's making your passion your legacy. And the biggest thing that I kind of get with it is because it's got so much leadership, stability, legacy, money, karmic rewards for hard work, right? This is where you're going to be truly stepping into a place of authority. And I mean this in a very like tongue-in-cheek kind of way, so don't take it to heart, but it's kind of like where the Italian mafia boss like falls head over heel in love, but in a good way, right? Not an abusive power way. This is taking on your leadership. Like I say, it's building joy with purpose, making your passion your legacy. This is where with the 2 of Swords, you're making a decision. It's a new beginning. This is where it's like you're utilizing your intuition and you're balancing the scales. And you're also seeing things for as they are, not as you want them, or not as you want to make them out to be, right? No longer looking the other way, particularly when it comes to your emotional cup, your prosperity, where you feel supported, that emotional base and foundation, and also too, where you take action against new challenges, right? Towards your conquest, both with prosperity and success being the focus, your abundance being the focus. This is where you've got love, joy, health, spirituality, creativity, all aligned with your intuition guiding you. And as you can see, your cup is overflowing. This whole movement of transition with Mars, he's given you an overhaul in your freedom and in your home, grounding you in your truth. And when he moves over to Capricorn, you'll be ready to take the lead, to take the reins, and more importantly, to stand with courage as the leader that you're born to be. And again, we've got that Capricorn energy. We've got innovation, expansion, outside the box, not going by those preconditioned values that other people or expectations that other people are trying to hold over you with that Aquarian energy. Letting your dreams truly soar. Also, too, standing in your truth and loving all the shadows, balancing the shadows with your truth and letting your soul, your cup, not only overflow, but shine. This is new beginnings with the double ones, and as you can tell too, it's moving to a place of mastery, especially after the 25th degree and the 29th degree alignments with these two squares. You're ready. Strategic fire in a playground of passion. I'm just saying. This is where, as you can see, you're claiming your crown. It's absolutely gorgeous. So get ready for that season and get ready for that read. I'm so excited to do it, but we've got a whole 6 weeks before we get there. Now, actually too, before we go, I almost forgot. Let's get some additional messages from our spirit animals. So, Spirit, what additional guidance do you have for us, especially during this season when Mars is in Mercury? Know what I meant? Mars is in Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. So the biggest thing that I'm getting is, oh my goodness, thank you. That's a lot. He's going to be helping you with really looking at your self-reliance, with really singing your song, right? Letting your soul sing and holding your vision. This is gorgeous energy. So with Snow Leopard right away, this is about standing strongly as an independent, right? Also too, it's about standing in your integrity, cloaking yourself and walking with the shamans, letting your intuition guide you, letting your life unfold. Because especially with this energy, he's prompting you to really make some real changes that align with your truth, to bring those dreams into fruition, to sing your song and embrace the adventure with the orca whale. Dare to do things differently, right? Manifest your travel dreams. So there is something here with movement. You may be relocating to a whole new country, whole new location, whole new home, something here. And it's tied with your vision. It's rising above, gliding through life with grace, knowing that you're on the right path and standing tall in your self-worth with love and a big heart. This is also being clever, right? Utilizing your resources, being swift, smart, finding solutions to problems. This is also, too, listening to your instincts, being open, no pressure to romance as well. Remember, Venus, she's moving into Scorpio. Stay tuned, I'll do a reading. This is where you are embracing your intuition, knowing that challenges make you stronger, having that resilience with the polar bear, right? Having faith against adversity, and also to embracing your intuition, your psychic abilities, because you carry with this double confirmation the shaman within you. Double confirmation there with the snow leopard and with the polar bear. Standing in your wisdom, especially when it comes to knowing which partnerships truly are here to honor you and that allow you to honor and support them as well. Through reciprocity, with adventure, with building, with growth, with expansion, with learning, with teaching, and with a bit of fire, a lot of passion. This is where, with the moose, let your head and your mind reach for the stars, keep your feet grounded on the earth, and listen to the ancient wisdom that your ancestors are speaking through to you. They're guiding you in your home life, your family life, your partnerships, your commitments, your contracts too. This is also too feeling confident about being you, letting your community nourish you and protect you, knowing that teamwork will give you the best results. You don't have to go it alone. And truly know that your family here on the Honey Sea Star is here lifting you up, cheering you on, supporting you every step of the way, especially as you take this big movement and bring it into fruition in your life, changing locations, whatever it may be, wherever this season may take you. Now, for the major arcana, I mean, look at this. This is embracing all that divine feminine energy. This is transformation. It's liberation. So what we pulled for music therapy is the G, which I absolutely love. G is like my second favorite chord. Has an F sharp, but it's truly beautiful. It's very calming, and it also does reflect home as well. It's very grounding. And then color therapy, what we pulled is teal. So play around with those during your improv, during your meditation, with a boost of confidence with the color. Some of you could be moving to water, I'm just saying, or near water in some way, shape, or form. But either way, I hope you guys have the most amazing Mars and Sagittarius season. I am sending you so much love and light. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.